Hey, how you doing? My name is Dan McDonald. I'm the Life Regenerator here on YouTube. I hope you're having a great day. I've been moving around, checking people out at the grocery store. They're not looking so good. They're dragging along. You know, and I think that people think that diseases like attack them from the outside, but wouldn't it be wise for us to realize that we have some part to play? You know, we don't just get attacked from a disease. On some level or another, we are responsible for creating those conditions within our experience. So we have really got to start taking responsibility. If you want to get healthy, you are going to have to make the decision. Really, it's like that. Because you know, you can look at the medical thing and you see their motivation to help you get well. Where is it? Not that much. You know, there's some integrous doctors, don't get me wrong, but pretty much they end up getting their knees busted backwards if they start helping people to eliminate their conditions, because then the other doctors get angry that you're costing us a lot of money because you're telling these people to eat fruits and vegetables, take care of themselves, get a massage, drink more water, simple stuff you can do at home, go outside and get more oxygen, get more rest, quit that crappy job. You know, they're dealing with the causative factors of disease at the base level. And that's what I've been trying to do. It's like, you don't want to get a disease? Well, then don't do the habits that lead up to that. That's why I've been trying to encourage people to eat better, as good as you can. Like, for me, I absolutely love raw living foods. Foods that is unaltered by heat, with all their minerals, all their bioflavonoids, all the antioxidants, and the living water completely and totally unaltered. Now, I do use juicing. I do use the modern tools. So I'm not going to say that all technology is bad or anything stupid like that. The reason why the juicing is so good is because you don't waste any time or energy absorbing it. And there's so many absorption problems and issues across the board that people are like so clogged up because the mucosa is always, you know, producing mucus in order to protect itself from the onslaught of these high acid forming foods. And so people are eating these foods that are foreign to the human body, so it throws up it throws up that layer of mucus. Well, that layer of mucus gets thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker, you know. And until you can get and dissolve that hardened layer of mucus, what the first most important thing you have to do is stop putting in those offending foods, okay? And as soon as you stop putting in those offending foods, then the body will begin to start to heal itself. I find, in my experience and in helping others, and also talking to other healers that use the raw food modality as a way to detoxify, is that when you get to 100% raw detoxification, that's when things really begin to take off. I'm not saying a little lightly steamed broccoli is going to kill you or anything crazy like that. You know, I'd rather juice the broccoli, to tell you the truth. To get the full anti-cancer effects in the broccoli, it would be better to like juice it, you know what I'm saying? But aside from that, you know, to remove the offending foods, and then you're drinking like juices and eating fruits. Now you eat those fruits, right? And the fiber in those fruits, the plant cellulose, it's just very gentle, but it's like a broom. It's like a scraping broom that goes down in through your, you know, your stomach and your small intestine, and it just sweeps everything through there, and it scrapes that junk off the side of the wall. That's why eating fruits and vegetables is really, really good for you raw, because that plant cellulose is amazing in its effects to sweep that junk out of there, now that you've decided to change your life, because you do not want to get diseases and get stuck on the medical merry-go-round going in and out of doors, because there's no drug that cures anything. Did you know that? You can go to the physician's desk reference guide and you will see that there is no drug in there that cures anything, you know? So we know that the drugs just suppress the symptoms. So what's the point? So what are the causative factors of disease? That's what you want to find out. Where are you breaking the laws of nature? Because health, you know, health is a natural state, but it's also for those who are willing to do what's required. you know, in order for that to take place. If the conditions were different than this world, there would be a lot of more opportunities. If you were barefoot in the tropics, it was 85 degrees every day, and the only time you ever washed your hair was with rainwater, and there was no chemicals going in that way, and there was no fluoride in the drinking water, no fluoride in your shower, and you weren't bathing in fluoridated water, you weren't breathing chemtrails, you weren't living inside all the time with the carpet and the paint fumes and the windows closed because it's winter time, and you're breathing the carbon dioxide from your whole family, and there's no fresh air flowing through, and so the blood's not able to purify itself, you see? So there's all these conditions. So there's a lot working against us, but we can adjust and adapt to that if we, you know, we got to look to nature, and you know, we got to emulate that within the conditions that we have. So we, like, when we go, like, okay, it's okay to be inside when it's warm. We live in Michigan, we live in Seattle, we live wherever, and we close the windows and we turn the heat on and we stay warm. And we do that, but then we have to say, okay, it's time to bundle up, and you got to go outside for 30 minutes or 45 minutes or an hour, and you got to go away from the cars and the traffic, and you got to saturate your body with oxygen, because you got to get that oxygen into your cells, or you're dying, slowly but surely, you know. Here's a conversation I had with Steve Factor today. He was like, yeah, that's so cool, dude. I was like, first and foremost, you got to realize the cosmic radiation is the #1 source of fuel for the human being. Well, what is that? That's the electrons that make up the field of life. Okay, the reason why I'm saying that, the #1 is the electromagnetic energy of life. It's just the field of life itself, the infinite field, the quantum field, the ultimate source. It's got a million names. Whatever it is, you can be rest assured, as soon as that leaves your body, you're instantly done. Instantaneously done. As soon as you lose the life force, you're gone. You're out of here. You're leaving this body. You're looking down at it. Adios, amigos. Hopefully you got done what you were supposed to get done. Don't leave this planet without living your purpose, because then you've got to come back and do it again. #2 is the breatharians. So actually, a lot of people think, oh, we're breatharians, and there is a lot of good evidence to suggest that we are respiratory machines. You know, the whole system is set up for respiration. But anyways, they say we're breatharians, and I say, well, that's cool, because that is very much a potential too. You know, if you look at the science and you do enough research, and it makes sense that it's a possibility. Unfortunately, the conditions are not favorable. I don't recommend it. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying let's look at this at how it is. And so I'm just saying that actually beyond breatharianism is a cosmic radiationitarianism. You know what I'm saying? So if you lose that life force, you're gone. So you need that #1. So appreciate that. Well, that's the path to enlightenment, actually, is just developing a relationship with that inner light that's always burning, that gives you life. Because once it's gone, it's gone. And it's a very beautiful, powerful, majestic field. I call it God, you know. That's my favorite word for it. That's how I was raised. And even though people tried to force feed me with the God thing, and there was like this dude up in heaven who's going to burn you down and all this stuff, I still never believed in them, and I managed to keep a good relationship with what I call God. I will never shove my religion down your throat. That's just me. Call it what you want. If you're a scientist, call it the quantum field. I don't care. Either way, it's electromagnetic energy. Where does the electricity from your outlets come from? From the wire, from the plant, but where does it come from? It's a huge whole field. So there's the cosmic radiation. You better have that. You tap into that. You go out, you put your feet on the ground, you get the electromagnetic energy from the earth. You get the sunlight energy, the sun rays, the radiation in that sense. You get the oxygen, which leads me to #2, breatharianism. Oxygen is the second most important. Now this is where you're getting into the more gross matters of this is where you're getting into the nutrients. Oxygen is in fact a nutrient. You're going to need that. As much of that as you can get. Now, you can OD on oxygen, but we don't see it very often because the oxygen levels on the planet are much lower than they've been. The cars are sucking it all in, and you're living inside in your house with the windows closed. Okay, I leave my windows open, even though it's freezing. I close my door and everyone's cold, but I just come in here and get in my sheets because I love the fresh air like it ain't no thing, and I got the best air purifier in the world, too, to keep even any of the soot coming in. It gets purified, and this room is a purification of my lungs, and I love it here. I love this room. It is a sanctuary of healing. I hope you have one. Oxygen, absolutely essential to life. Number 2. So how long can you go without oxygen? 3, 4, 5 minutes. Blue in the face, goodbye. So cosmic radiation, number 1. Oxygen, number 2. Number 3, the water. Okay, how long can you go without water? Probably in a mild environment. There's probably places where you could go, 10, 14, maybe even 21 days without a drop of water, depending on how much moisture is in the atmosphere. Okay, makes sense, right? So you might even be able to go maybe up to 3 weeks without water. Now, without food, we know you can go. Most people could go easily 3 weeks without food, easily. And some people could easily go, that are very much overweight, could go, 3 months without food. Oh, that's crazy. Well, they've done it. I've read hundreds of stories of people that have gone for 90 days or more with no food. Now, of course, the food they have is on their belly. So you got to have the cosmic radiation or you're instantly gone. You got to have the oxygen or you're leaving in 3 to 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes if you're a yogi master and can hold your breath that long. Then you got to have the water. Then you got to have the food. So the whole system is really set up. The whole system is really set up to support the brain and the nervous system. That's pretty much the most advanced system, isn't it? Amazing system. If you look, I've studied anatomy charts, and I used to read anatomy charts before I go to bed. I was always interested in the nervous system, the glandular system. But one of my favorite places on the human body is the gastrointestinal system. It's amazing how it's just weird how it all just works, and then it absorbs and goes into the blood and feeds all the cells. That's why I recommend, you can learn from this video about what it is. That cosmic radiation is number 1, which you can shut off the flow of that cosmic radiation by being angry, being depressed, having critical, judgmental nature will shut off the flow. It's really like love is what it is. It's really like love is the energy of life. It's like just there. It's like, it's just there. It's just happening. It's electricity. It's life. And then it condenses itself into a human being, So get that cosmic radiation, and you actually do build it up at night. But it's a lot harder to build it up at night when all the windows are closed. So if there's any way you could throw 2 or 3 more sheets or blankets on your bed and crack a window somewhere, get a fan, not a loud, busy fan, but maybe something small. This little air purifier that I have is amazing. It's quiet. It just cleanses this whole room in 1 minute. And it's beautiful, and it sucks in all the soot, and out comes it sucks in the air through the window there right across my face into the air purifier, and then purifies the rest of the room. And I put essential oils on the back of it, so it just sucks all the essential oils right through there. Lang Lang, or I got myrrh for Christmas. Myrrh, I also will be using that for for medicine to help to break up acid accumulations. Anyways, I'm on a mission to completely and totally heal and regenerate myself. And it's like, when are you going to be done, Dan? I'll be done when I'm done. And this is the highest levels of total regeneration of your brain and your body. So I was talking about the cerebral spinal system. Boom, the brain and nerves. Make sure you're taking care of that. Get enough sleep. Avoid stress. Make sure you're getting enough of those minerals. Because minerals do not create energy, they just conduct the electricity. They conduct the energy. That's the thing about it. Is you can take the distilled water, 2 cups, you put the white sugar in there, and then the other one you put the sea salt or the mineral supplementation. And you put the little wires in there, and with the sugar does not conduct electricity. The sugar can produce stimulation and glucose for the brain, but you'll see over here in this cup with the distilled water that the minerals produce allow the conductivity of energy, dude. That's why I am not trying to get mineral deficient in my body, and that's why my health has improved so much, and why I feel so much better and have had so much more consistent energy. So the cerebral spinal system, make sure you're taking care of your brain and nerves, and get on a high antioxidant diet with fruits and berries and juices and leafy green herbs. That's why the fruits and vegetables are so good. And the organic is best because avoiding the pesticides is really, really good idea. Okay, and number 2 is make sure you're taking care of your organo-vegetative system, that you're keeping your system cleaned out with the high fiber foods, that is the fruits and vegetables, though that electrical fiber that sweeps everything through, removes that mucus, so that you can, and as you eat more nutrient dense foods, you'll be and you cleanse out, you'll absorb more, and you'll be having the nutrient dense foods, so you can begin to eat less, and your food bills will go down, and you won't have to eat so much all the time and spend so much time eating. So if you eat a more nutrient-dense diet and you improve your absorption, then you'll be able to be more productive in your life, and then you'll be able to create more abundance. So you'll spend less time eating, less money on food, and you'll have more time to create more abundance. So it's kind of like in this life, you can either go downwards or you can go upwards, but you can't. Doesn't seem to be the ability to stand still. So I'm always one who's like constantly working on that upward evolution through a mental focus of looking at what I can do to improve the conditions in my environment, in my external and internal environment. Love is better than hate. Would you agree? To allow that love energy to flow, because when you get into a fear state, that's when the whole system shuts down, doesn't it? And fear shuts down the electrical energy flowing through the 72,000 meridian points in the body. That's why body work, massage, rebounding, mineral supplementation is really, really good, so that that energy is constantly being moved through those energy meridians, so that you can stay free, happy, flexible. You know what I mean? And the last thing I wanted to touch on before I let you go was the respiratory system, which is this, the key to more physical health. You got to have the vitality of the brain and nerves. You got to have the digestion and the absorption of the gastrointestinal tract. But man, oh man, if you ain't got the lungs, that's why I do not believe in smoking weed. Sorry, all you potheads out there. I love you, but I did it for a long time. But man, I'm really glad to have my lungs back. Okay, you know, I'll tell you. You know, the cannabis plant, juicing it, you know, extracting the medicine from that could be very beneficial for mankind. The clothing, the fuel, I mean, the food, cannabis, but smoking anything is just carcinogenic. Sorry, it's just not my thing. So, or cigarettes. And then you got to become aware, like, hey, all of us are going to drive in traffic, and that sucks. But when you're done, you got to go as far away from the traffic. Make sure you're getting plenty of antioxidants, and doing breathing exercises away from traffic as much as possible. Going into the trees and getting the deep breath going by either jogging, running, walking, deep breathing. I do breath work every morning on my bed, because I have my window right there, and then I have the air purifier, and it just sucks the fresh air right over the top of my face, and then it just circulates everything. And I also use these different, I use like Clarity here, and I use eucalyptus, and I put that on a piece of toilet tissue, and then I put the toilet tissue behind on the air purifier, and it just sucks the essential oils right in, and that also helps to keep my lungs purified, especially the eucalyptus. So just make sure that you're getting plenty of oxygen, because that's the only true way. If you're using the raw foods and the juices to break loose all the sediment and toxins and acid gases, there's one place that detoxifies the body more than any other, and that is the lungs. And the reason why mankind is going downhill so fast all the time is because he's breathing in this saturated acid air, and it's shutting down, and they know what they're doing, man. That's why you have to be on an antioxidant detox program for life. You detox too much, Dan. Oh no, you don't detox enough, because you are not aware of what's going on. Dan McDonald is a very astute young man, okay? And I've got his back 100% because it's me. So, what I'm saying is, if you ain't on a detox program, you're going down, because it is in the air and it's dumping on you from everywhere. I don't know how it is in the middle states, but I know on the East Coast and the West Coast, we're getting hammered. Dude, they call it weather modification. but in reality it's soil modification for the genetically modified seeds. But in another reality beyond that, whether it's planned or not, it is human modification. Just breathing the crap from the cars and the diesel trucks is enough, plus the fumes from cooking. You go to a restaurant, or she never smoked, she never even was around anyone that smoked. Oh yeah, but Aunt Betty, every weekend she was the one at the fryer at church, so she was breathing in the fryer fumes. You see what I'm saying? You got to look for every little thing, the causative factors for health. If you want to increase your health and your life and your energy and your beauty. And what's really cool is that I am just getting started in understanding not only how to express this stuff, but some of the deeper issues that are going on. I absolutely am ecstatic about the path of health. Mostly just helping people, rapping on these YouTube videos. It's so fun for me. I love the human body. I love the challenges that are being presented to us, and they are innumerable. They do not stop. The challenges in this life. I'm telling you right now, as we speak, I have been presented with challenges, 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 challenges. Am I going to stop giving love to you in the best way I know how? No, because that's the joy of my life. All this other crap can just fall apart and crumble to the ground. Maybe they'll come and take my computer and I won't even be able to make YouTube videos. So I'm going to make one today for you, explaining a few little things. I hope some of it came through at least clearly, and you got some ideas on what you can do to take responsibility for your health. If you blame someone else or you blame anything else, you're never going to get there. You have to take 100% responsibility for what's in your life. I take responsibility for all these things. I wrote a declaration. It's a very powerful declaration. And ever since I started reading that declaration every day, that's when all this stuff has been falling apart. Well, what does that mean? That means that one door is closing so the other ones can open. And I always think of Job, man. Job's my boy, dude. His wife was like, turn on God, just curse God. And Job was like, no, I won't do it. And what happened? He knew that certain doors were closing so that he could have twice as many flocks. A wife that was twice as hot. You know what I'm saying? Twice as many cattle, twice as many sheep, twice as many kids. So if I stay the course now, even though I'm having a lot of challenges on every single level, like everything that could go wrong to a person is going wrong. But that's only in the natural. See, but I have faith, man, right here. And I don't even care if I lose it all. Because I know I just did one last great YouTube video. You see what I'm saying? And I am happy and I will die content. Because I know you're going to go out and breathe. And I know you're going to drink the fruit and vegetable juices. And I know you're going to eat your fruits and vegetables. And I know you're going to soak your nuts and seeds and make sure you're getting plenty of essential fats. So that the myelin sheath doesn't fry out on your brain and nerves. That's the problem I feel like with too much on the fruit diet for too long. You're not getting the fatty acids that you need to protect the myelin sheath. And that's the insulation around your nerves. And then the nerve conduction is all... And the electrical impulses are just short-circuited. And then you get around a lot of weird dudes that don't have any essential fats in their diet. And you know what I mean? But now that I've got this amazing flow, because I'm using the fruits, I'm using the essential fats, I'm using the minerals, I'm using the herbs, I'm using the vegetables, I'm using the supplementation. Like the alfalfa powder is one of my favorites. Green juice powders are great for moms in the Midwest that don't have access to these fresh herbs like we do here in California. You see what I'm saying? So I'm a very broad spectrum, holistic health educator. And so I've got a lot of people out there that I think that I can help. So I'm about to lose the mic right here. So that's starting to beep. So I'm going to let you go. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure did. I really appreciate you very much. I will continue to do my best to serve here. It is the joy and honor of my life. If you liked this video, a thumbs up would be great. That helps me to get an idea of what you like from me. And then I will continue to produce these videos because it's very helpful. How we doing? What's up, baby?
Everyone's ready to go.
We're ready to go. I got a meet and greet. Thank you very much. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now. Thank you, miss.